Today's itinerary brings us back to the Emerald Isle, but there's a twist. This Irish whiskey is finished in rum casks from the famous Foursquare distillery, and when I was reading the description in the itinerary, I had two very important questions, so it's time to get serious. Today's whiskey is High and Wicked out of Cork, Ireland, and it does state here that it is a single grain composed of 95% French maize and 5% Irish malted barley. This left me with two questions. This was the first time I've heard to French maize instead of corn, and as an American, I was a little confused. We usually call it corn. I know the Native Americans would call it maize. So that was the first thing I had to research. The second question was, how is it a single grain if there's two grains? So to the first point of why is it called French maize is that most non-English speaking countries do refer to corn as being maize. Fun fact. And as to the second question, legally in Ireland at least, and probably other countries, even if it's single grain, they will still let you add a little bit of malted barley. Now this is because the malted barley really helps get the chemical reaction going and breaking the sugar down into starch and letting the yeast consume it. Okay, librarian mode, disengage. Time to drink some whiskey. The nose is so beautifully light, like a lot of Irish whiskeys. So the rum cask finishing is definitely giving you some interesting notes here. It's like if you were to take Diplomatico or something. I don't drink a lot of rum. Husband's into rum. He loves Diplomatico. It's one of the few rums I tolerate. But if you were to take that, just let it, air out for a bit and really sort of calm down. This is like a super mellow version of a rum. Time to get a little high and wicked. Cheers. This is like taking the roller coaster that is a nice Irish whiskey and watching it in the most beautiful, cinematic, slow motion footage you can imagine. It feels like it just slowly unfolds on your palate. It's just so remarkable. So it has that really nice, light tropical fruit flavor, like not too much. Memory of tropical fruits. And there's even a hint of toasted coconut. I don't really like coconut, but the way it's balanced here, it just feels like it makes sense. It's appropriate. It fits. There's not too much. So the majority of the maturation, or, the real maturation process is happening in ex-bourbon barrels. It's just a finish in the rum casks. So you have that nice kind of honey sweetness, a little vanilla, and it's spicy. It's like a lovely vacation. You're there for just long enough, but not too long. Thank you so much for going on this trip with me from two completely different islands.